Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sheila. She's Kimberly. Fandom is ageless, and we are Forever Fangirls.
And on today's episode, we are going to be reviewing the spy comedy that just landed on Netflix. It's their original film, Back in Action.
Yes. But before we get into our discussion, if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a show.
One thing Sheila and I have noticed when we're dealing with streaming services is that it can be very difficult to find information and numerical values like statistics of viewership or budgets. And in this case, we did do a quick search, but a pretty thorough one, and we really couldn't find the budget. So the only thing we can tell you really is who's in the cast, we know who the crew is, and we know it's on Netflix, and it launched January 17th, 2025.
Yes, but we might be able to guesstimate what the budget is because we did find a Bloomberg article that said Netflix had to pay Cameron Diaz $45 million for 2 films,
Okay.
including Back in Action. So that's 22 and a half, right? About. And so she also came out of retirement for this. Pretty good payday.
Yeah.
And given that, right, and the cast and the crew and like all of the special effects, you could estimate that this is probably north of 150, 200 million.
I was thinking more like over 200.
It could be. But, you know, it's. I would think that it's pretty high.
You know what? We're just going to say it's a budget of 100 to 300 million. That should cover it.
Yeah, there you go.
But that aside, critics haven't been kind.
No.
As of time of this recording, on Rotten Tomatoes, they currently stand at 23%, and the popcorn meter is at 62%. But what do we think? I mean, it was Saturday night. We were sitting around going, we need an episode. Let's see this movie.
Yeah.
And it had, I think it was number 1 on the top 10.
Yep, it was.
And just before we start anything, there's going to be no spoilers here. You know, it's a spy film, which in my opinion never goes out of style.
Mm-hmm.
We have a married couple, Emily and Matt. And they've been out of the spy game for quite some time. I think, 15 years?
15 years, yes.
15 years. They've got 2 kids. They've got normal family drama. Kids hate them. All the, you know, the normal life.
Teenage stuff.
Yeah. Whole lot of trouble coming at them, though, from the door when they just, it just should. This is why everybody needs a camera doorbell, though. You know, don't answer the door. But all of this culminates in kind of like a fun finale that kind of leaves everything open for a sequel. So that's what you missed on Glee?
Yeah. How about we just do a deep dive on this, right?
Okay.
Talk about the pros of the show, the film. To me, Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, right? It's actually really good to see them together again in a film. And like we said, yeah, they were in a film. What was it? I can't remember now.
You're going to remember it when we're done recording.
I know, but you know, this is Cameron's first film in 10 years.
Yeah, I knew
Right.
that.
Yeah. And according to Screen Rant, and we'll link these articles in the show notes page, I actually didn't quite remember that Jamie Foxx suffered like a brain bleed that caused a stroke
Really?
in April 2023.
I knew he had a medical
Yeah.
issue, but I didn't know like what it was. I knew the severity of it.
It was
based on
pretty
social
severe.
media.
Yeah. So it took him like almost 8-9 months of rehab to get back to where he was.
Wow.
And filming Back in Action in January 2024, that was his first film after that health scare.
To be honest, they were amazing on film together. Their chemistry is
God,
fun.
Right?
It's like neither one of them have been gone or gone through anything.
Yeah. The energy of the two of them, I thought was just, it worked in this film.
It really did. I mean, they deliver the funny one-liners. I enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that didn't land. I'm not going to lie there. But you mentioned it while we were watching, where it was like Charlie's Angels, and I'm like, yes, that's my Charlie's Angels. I've got 2 of them. All right, the TV series, which I grew up on, and then the Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz movie.
That was cool.
Yeah, so I don't mind the newer version, but that has always been, those 2 have been like my go-to.
Yeah.
Really reminded me of that energy and the way it was filmed with the fight sequences and such. That I liked.
And what's funny is that it's like some of the action sequences like harkened back to me like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Right? Except that here they actually got along.
It's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith
and they wanted
had
to
like
be together.
spy kids.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
So, you know, again, spy movies never go out of style. It's just how they're done in a different way. And in this case, you've got kids. So it's like Spy Kids, but like the adult sort of Netflixy version.
The PG-13 version.
Oh, well, yeah, there is that.
Yes.
Music was great
Oh my gosh.
in spots.
Oh my gosh.
It was weird in others.
The one music scene that I really did enjoy was when they were all in the Range Rover
Oh, God.
and the parents were singing, "Push it real good." I mean,
We started singing,
oh
yeah.
my gosh. We were laughing out loud at that.
The really-
while the
okay.
kids in the back were going, they're in the Twilight
They're cringing,
Zone.
yeah. I'm just going to paint a picture for you. Imagine us sitting watching this movie and all of a sudden the two of us, without discussing, planning, or doing, have the dance moves for the music video and the lyrics. And we're...
Not well, but you know.
I didn't say we were coordinated. I just said we were doing the dance moves from the music video and singing. I was singing poorly.
It was all good.
It really, but that's why I say like sometimes the music was like really perfect to illustrate the discomfort of the kids in the back seat. They don't know what's going on, and the two spies are just like, "What's up?"
Yep.
And they're trying to be normal and make everything feel normal, but it's not. And that weird disparity was really fun.
Yes. In that scene.
Yeah, there are other times when the music is kind of like,
What? Yeah, it was a little odd, but you know, I could overlook that.
yes, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows
No.
and unicorn poop.
You brought that back. Huh?
I did bring that back. I missed
Okay.
the not saying unicorn poop.
Okay.
This story's nothing new. It's rehashed.
Yes.
You know, and again, as I said, it's not that the topic is poor. It's sometimes the execution can go awry, and in this case, it just felt like Spy Kids and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So while I enjoyed the cast and I enjoyed the execution, it's just they didn't go. It was safe. Like Moana 2 is a safe sequel. This is just a safe movie.
It was. And I think that, you know, given that Cameron Diaz was out of, you know, doing any films for the past 10 years and Jamie Foxx just got back from, you know, a very major health scare, I think it makes sense to be in a safe film where they're both, you know, they're comfortable with each other and it's a script that they can work with.
See, I'd have to disagree with you there. I would
okay.
really have to disagree with you because I think the script is, look, the script is good. The script is whatever it is. I think regardless of time away, for whatever reason, they are so talented and so rich. And I think the material wasn't enough for the cast they had.
Okay.
I think it could have been a little bit more, a little bit richer and a little bit deeper. And again, there could be a sequel. There might not be a sequel. I mean, every film nowadays sets it up kind of where you could see a sequel being done. So we don't know if, when, how, whatever. There could be more depth. There could be other things. Maybe this is a 2-part film we didn't know was a 2-part film because they decided not to put part 1 in the title.
All right. So I actually do agree with your point there because there is one actor who... and I can't spoil it.
Oh, we're going to go around.
I'm going to have to find a way to go around it. Yes. I don't think she was used to her full potential. And I'll leave it at that. Was that good?
Yes. And
Okay.
that goes into my next point, I think. Because there were pieces that didn't feel developed well enough, even though it seems like anything else, they might do more than one, especially since... they did pay Cameron for 2 films. So if it was Back in Action 1 and Back in Action 2, because of the lack of development of the side characters that could have, I guess, given more substance, I don't know if I would need to see this a second time. Like I watched it, it was a fun evening, but that's it, I'm good.
Because you know the plot.
Yeah, I know the plot, I know, but that other character that you're talking about, I think had such substance to them and they had such a rich backstory plausibility. Like there was so much there that they could have played with and they just didn't. And I don't know if that's because they're going to be doing another film, if they're going to be doing spin-offs. I don't know. I just
Probably a missed opportunity.
Maybe. I just know that the way it was laid out, I watched it. I enjoyed it. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, if they did have a sequel, I'd watch it. It'd be a great little film to enjoy, and then I'd move on.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that. And I guess that gets us to our final thoughts and our verdict.
So yeah, as far as our rating, we would just give it a 3 out of 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is worth a watch if you're looking for something silly, campy, and fun that doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yep. Agreed.
And on that note, that is going to be our show for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning into our review of Back in Action. But have you streamed the film yet? And if you have, let us know in the comments below what you think. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe because we would greatly appreciate it.
And so until next time, stay safe, be kind, and remember, we're Gen X, not boomers.
Firmly Gen X.
Yes, because we got awesome music.
Yes.
Bum, ba-da, ba, 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 da, 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 da.